Everybody's Chris Peters. We're going to go through what's called locking down a document library in this episode. In SharePoint, we have libraries that are normally open to the whole site with documents located inside those libraries or other types of content. But you might run into a situation where you have a particular library that has a lot of content in it, but you want it locked down to a smaller audience. So that's what we're going to cover on this call right now. And we just kind of refer to it as locking down a library. First thing I'm going to do is go to my gear and get into my site contents. And once I'm in my site contents, I'm going to go to a particular document library. And when this library comes up, I'm going to go back to the gear and I'm going to look at the library settings right here. And then when I get my next panel, I'll go to more library settings, which will take us to the classic settings page for documents. Now we're going to look at permissions for this document library. Now, as you can see right now, this library has unique permissions. They've been turned on. So this library, the only what's in here for names of groups and individual people would have access to the library, not so much everybody who's in the site itself. So if I turn this off, it's going to start inheriting permissions again. And you'll notice once it refreshes, now the library's permissions are being managed by the parent. Well, let's just say we wanted to remove this visitors group, but we wanted the members and owners to still have access to this library based on their permission levels, contribute and full control. But the larger audience of readers, we don't think they need to even know that this library is here. So the way we do it is we stop inheriting permissions right here. And you'll notice the banner changes here. The button now says delete unique permissions, which really means turn on the inheritance again. So at this point, simple as me going into one of these groups in this example, selecting it, and that's going to light up some other buttons I have on my ribbon here. One of those being remove user permissions. We won't go through the whole thing, but if I went to go click on this, I'll get a warning message. You're about to remove all permissions for the following user or group to the documents library. And then the name of the user or group is User Insight Visitors, which is the one we selected. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Warnings here. You probably don't want to delete your unique permissions after, or like months after you've set them up to lock down the file, the library, because that's going to cause a cascade of all the permissions upstream of this library, which are at the site level, to come flowing back in here. And you'd find yourself having to do double work to re-lock down that library again. Thanks a lot.